just get started. And okay, so Kim,
Yes.
what advice would you give your younger self?
Do it. Just like I think being a like I've been a fat kid since I was in middle school. Like once I hit puberty, like my body started getting larger than my peers.
Yeah,
And there was a lot of fear that kept me back from like because I got made fun of a lot when my body was in motion. I eventually stopped moving my body, but I
right.
love moving my body. So I
Yeah,
think I would give small Kim the advice of like, damn the haters, just do it.
awesome. I love that. What's your favorite outdoor space? I think I know the answer.
The ocean.
Yeah, I love that.
The waves.
Um,
Just throw me in a wetsuit and tumble me in the waves.
I love that. So, what advice would you, I'm sorry, no, that's not right. What's one bucket list item you would like to accomplish and fulfill this year?
Ooh, this year, I've never really kept a bucket list. I have like one thing on my bucket list, and
What's
it's not
that?
going to happen this year. I really want to go watch the massive waves in Portugal. I want to go to Nazaré and watch the
Ooh.
big waves.
Well,
And that's been like the item for many years. Like I've been Duolingoing Portuguese for 3+ years now because that's what I want to do, and I've known about it.
yeah,
Uh, but someday, it's not going to happen this year.
that's
But
okay.
someday,
You're still
gonna
dreaming.
gonna sit on the bluffs and watch those 80 footers roll at Nazaré.
Yeah, yeah, and you're gonna learn more Portuguese in order to make that
In the
happen.
meantime, I
Yeah.
want to just go there for a month and just chill and like learn about the town and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like I want to be able to like immerse myself a little bit for maybe a month. Um,
I love
so
this for you. You need a new stimulus check.
I do, I really do. I'm paying 2 rents in October. I need a stimulus check like now.
What did you want to do growing up?
Ooh, there were so many versions. I wanted to be Michael Jackson at one point. I wanted to be the first female pitcher for the Mariners. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a writer. Um, I wanted to be a not ready for primetime player on SNL. That didn't work out. I do a lot of writing for my current job, so they're like the through line of writing
Yeah.
did come true in one way or another. But man, Lil Kim had big ambitions. Like,
Well, if
how do
this
you just be Michael Jackson?
if the Subaru Instagram post is any indication, which we should totally put in a link into or this like post, yeah, I mean it had me rolling. I absolutely loved it. Um, so when you look back at your life right now and the goals that you set for yourself, what has surprised you about where you are now?
I don't think uh like in my early 30s something changed and like Kim, like 10-year-old Kim, I let her take the reins of my life.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever anticipated coming back to child Kim. Um and like if I look at my 10-year-old self where I am makes a lot of sense. If I look at my 30-year-old self where I am does not make any sense. Um so I think like I'm in many ways surprised to be like active in the outdoors, like surfing, playing hockey, all this stuff. I'm surprised to be there,
Yeah.
but not if I look back at 10-year-old Kim who wanted to surf and play hockey.
Who wanted to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
interesting. I actually
crusty young adult Kim was like, yeah, we're just gonna chase the professional dream.
It's really
Um,
interesting you say that because there was a portion of me that, like I grew up skiing. Like
yeah,
it was something. My mom was a World Cup ski racer, so like I grew up on the snow, and it was just basically told to me that it was just seemed normal, it
yeah,
just seemed like what everybody did. And then, I went to college and I thought eventually that I would, get back on snow and stuff. And then, there was like a good 15-20 year period where I didn't ski hardly at all. And, now it basically is the driving force. So like again, like the 10-year-old me,
yeah.
so for sure I completely get that. Um, what are you most excited about in this next month?
I've got a lot. Like I'm actually moving this month, and I'm excited about the new place. Also, not excited about moving. Surf-O-Ween is coming up. I'm very excited to go surfing in a Halloween costume with the Surf Vamps. Um, Also, it's October now, so I can say Women's Outdoor Connection.
Yeah.
I was like, there's something on the 26th. What am I doing? I'm like, I know I have something on the 26th.
Perfect.
Like I know like my dates are like I'm moving over the next 2 weeks. Surf-O-Ween is on October 19th.
Sure.
Women's Outdoor Connection is on the 26th.
You're going in order.
Yeah. I
I
was like
love that.
reading my calendar in my
Yeah,
head.
right? I know, right? Yeah. So what's one thing that you always carry with you when you go out to do your surfing?
Like physical object, not like an idea.
Like it could be an idea, it could be a physical object. It's like it's something that's essential to the trip.
I think like for an idea, it's just that every day in the ocean is a good day. What like if your sessions suck, it's still a good day because you're in the ocean. When it comes to something physical, like I actually have a really solid built out first aid kit that comes to me on the beach on my backpack a few months ago. Surf Vamps got the opportunity to do some ocean safety and awareness training out at a few of us went out for this training, and we were taught how to put together a good beach friendly first aid kit, and that lives in my surf pack
Yeah, I
because
actually one of
we
the
don't
first,
have lifeguards here.
yeah.
Um, so like the more people that know how to do CPR and use a cat tourniquet and like all that stuff, the better the more people that we have who are safety trained on the beach, the safer beaches will have because we don't have lifeguards like they do in California.
Wow, that's it. That's essential. That's important. And honestly, one of the first posts I saw from you was you showing your
The first
kit.
aid kit post.
I was so excited. I was just like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Like I need to put my
That's right,
own
because that
together.
happened right
Like,
before last Women's Outdoor Connection. Like we went to
yeah,
that training.
it was, I just was like, oh, I have to be her friend.
I don't know if this is gonna make the cut or whatever, but so that I went to that training, and then like 2 weeks later, I stabbed myself in the thumb
Yep,
with like a little metal object and knew exactly what to do to stop the bleed and protect the wound.
sure.
And I went to Women's Outdoor Connection the day after that. Like I was actually not sure if I was gonna make it because I was like, should I go to urgent care, whatever?
Yeah.
Like I showed up in pain with like blood still coming out of my thumb to that event. It was well wrapped. It
But
just
you
wasn't.
made it.
But
Um,
it was because I went to that training that I was able to do that and make like if I didn't have that training, I probably would have had to gone to the ER that night.
yeah, okay. That well, see, I love that. So what would you say is your favorite go-to outdoor snack or drink? What do
Mm.
you bring with you?
I'm a big just like straight up water drinker. I also do a lot of like sugar-free energy drinks. Like I think Celsius. I actually learned about Celsius at the last Women's Outdoor Connection. They were there, and now I drink two a day.
That's awesome. Okay, I love
um, Shout out to
that.
the sponsors. And then for a snack, I have a lot of autoimmune conditions, so I have like
Okay,
live on that autoimmune protocol diet kind of stuff. So
sure.
you'll often find me with things like cashews and apples, hard-boiled eggs, anything that's simple that I can grab and go. Um, because there's not a lot of like on the road options for me. Sugar-free beef jerky. I almost always have some sort of meat snack.
Meat snacks.
I love a meat snack.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
a
nothing wrong with a
protein
meat
driven
snack.
person. Like I have high protein needs to like feel energized.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that's also, I mean, this is a little bit of side note, but like I think there's a misconception of people that are larger formed and more like, I mean, honestly, fat girls. I mean, unfortunately, that's what society would call us. Our what we eat is not necessarily what you would think, you
it's
know?
also not your business.
100%, right? Yeah.
Like what anyone puts in their mouth, regardless of their body size, is not your business.
Right. Oh, I think your internet just sort of did
Like,
something
at
weird.
this point, I've turned off comment.
Comment.
Oh,
Huh?
at this point, I've turned off comments to people who aren't following me because
Oh, on
like
your Instagram.
I've
Yes.
gotten so much. bullshit
Yeah.
from like people that are like, ah, just put down the spoon. And I never want to defend myself using my diet because I think that is actually like counter to what I'm trying to say. Like, the
Hmm.
fact is, you don't know what anyone's eating. You don't know just because I live in a large body what my diet's like. And if
Right.
I were to defend my diet with you, I would crush you because I have like really strict diet
Right.
conditions because of
High
my,
nutrition.
yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Um, but I
Like,
try not to like use that as a defense because it doesn't help anyone else. And it is like no one's business, like what anyone is putting in their mouths.
yep.
And if you look at someone and they're in a large body eating something unhealthy and you're like, oh, that's why they're fat, just stop and evaluate that thought in your head for a minute and try to unpack some of that anti-fat bias that you're carrying
Yeah.
around with you.
My mom
Like if
used
you're
to
making
say
that
if you
judgment, you've
yeah.
got something to unpack.
My mom used to say, like, if you're pointing one finger at your at others, how many more do you have pointing at yourself? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so true. It's like just pay attention to your own stuff and like don't stop trying to put everyone else in the box that you think they
Yeah.
belong in. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So if you were to be speaking with someone about surf amps and you wanted them to just come and experience it, what would be one of the first things you tell them?
Um, I would, ooh, that's a good question. I would make it real clear that they're welcome in this community.
Mm.
And then we would start talking about where to source gear.
Yeah.
Because you can't surf in the Pacific Northwest without a wetsuit. And like we're heading into the season where you need a wetsuit, glove booties, and a hood. You need a surfboard. And we can like kind of community like you can go here to rent. We've got a list of surf shops that we like to send people to in um Port Angeles, Westport, and here locally.
Yeah.
Um that we refer people to for rentals and stuff like that. But the first message is like, regardless of your skill level or your experience level, like we do advise that people maybe take some sort of class first, but we will welcome you if you have not.
Okay.
Because we can show you the ropes.
Sure.
There's enough experience among us to be able to say like this is how we're going to go out there and be safe and respectful and be part of the lineup. And like there is surf etiquette and surf culture. So we always want to like make sure people know that they're coming into a space where there are sort of guidelines and like who gets the wave. Like there's
Yeah.
etiquette for who gets the wave.
Sure. Yeah.
Um
So a little bit of a pre-education kind of
yeah,
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
we do a lot of that education on the beach and in the water, but we want to make sure people know that they're welcome regardless of skill or experience, and we want to let people know where they can get their gear.
okay. I love that. So, okay. Well, I think that that's kind of all we have for today, but like, I am so stoked to see you October 26th
Yeah.
and excited to have the conversation about swapping
Yes.
situations and
Yes.
getting I mean I'm terrified
I
I will
did
not
finally
lie.
follow you back on Instagram with my Move Fat Girl account sometimes because like it actually is growing pretty quickly right now. Like I
Yeah.
don't always see like people that, oh, like I've met this person in real life
Oh
before.
yeah, no, totally.
So sometimes I'm slow to follow people back when I like know them in real life. Because I
Yeah,
don't
don't
follow
worry
everyone
about
back.
it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, don't
Um,
worry.
but I followed you back now, so we're like actually connected.
That's awesome. So you'll see my hyper spastic comments about winter sports. So I pretty
Love
much
it.
look for snow all year round. And
Yeah.
so I'm part of a group that's called Turns All Year. And so I hike to snow
Oh.
during like different parts of every month of the year I have to get one or two turns in. They might not be pretty, but
I'm not prepared to hike to snow. I will
no,
I
I
have
wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't
I've used
expect.
a rope tow as a teenager on a snowboard and that was challenging enough.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like when I went back to skiing, and this isn't probably going to come to the be part of the conversation, but when I went back to skiing, like it was so amazing to me to see these like conveyor belts that are like bringing people up the hill, and I'm just like, what on earth is that? Like you got to be able to have like serious work gloves like to deal with the rope tows. So yeah,
I learned to ski out at Hurricane Ridge
okay, yeah.
at
So
the
so you
Olympic National
know.
Park. And you could buy in the lodge, which has
Yes.
burned down, and that's super sad.
Yeah.
You could buy in the lodge leather protectors to go
Yep.
over your gloves, and you would still burn through them.
That is
Like,
legit. Like I was just about to mention Hurricane Ridge, and so you mentioned it first. But like I remember the first time I went out there, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And then
it's
it's
so
not even like
beautiful.
it's not just like a rope to. I mean, it's not like just like the bunny hill. It's like this, and you're on a rope tow.
Look, I have never had much grip strength. That has always been something that has eluded me. Like, I got real strong, like back and like legs, cannot grip anything. I never made it to the top of the intermediate hill
Oh,
on the
there's
rope.
no way.
I would make it about 2/3 of the way up, and then the ropes just like sliding through my hands,
Sure.
and my gloves are heating up. The only
And
time I
actually, the
got a
time I
real
was out there,
ride,
which was like 2 seasons ago, like I have bad shoulders. So like if I hold on to something too hard, my arms will be still connected to the rope, and my rest of my body will be like someplace else.
my
So
shoulders
yeah,
separate too.
that's a problem.
Yeah, yeah. The only time I got up to the top of the hill once, and my friends and I were going down the sunny side, which is not an official slope. Um, and I finally got to the top of the hill. We hiked over to the sunny side, and I dropped in and immediately wiped out and had like a minor concussion, and that was the
Oh
last
no.
time I snowboarded. In like 3 feet of powder, like I could not get up.
Oh yeah, and it's Cascade concrete, so like forget about it, right? Yeah.
I was
So
just
well,
like deep
it's
in
been a
snow.
pleasure, and I
Yeah.
again am so stoked to see you on the 26th and to
Yep.
continue to follow your explorations and all the things you're doing. Surf Vamps, everybody, Kim, and also Move Fat Girl. So please follow her on Instagram, and if you're really into like learning more about surfing, you can see her at our event and we're happy for you to be part of it.
And
So
you'll get to
thanks so
meet
much.
Patty too.
Oh, and Patty as well. And Patty,
Yes.
we missed you.
Yeah.
So we missed you here. So I'll talk to you then.